Oh, hello. I'm Mark Peikert, editor-in-chief of The Gay Goods, and you are tuned into today's episode of The Gay Goodies with Zario Travezz. I am really excited about speaking to Zario for a couple of reasons. One, there was a version of the series that was called Tops Optional, because either you wear a top or you don't, or I have a top as a guest or I don't. So today, we're just going to sit around talking about bottoming and what makes a good top, how big is too big, and the annoying times when we are not warned when someone is too big. So let's bring Zario on right now. Hello, sir.
What's up? How's it going?
Good. You just got nominated for Best Bottom from Gay VN, right?
I did.
Uh, I I don't even know where to go with that. What is it like to be recognized in that way?
That's how I want to be recognized. Like, if I would have gotten like best top, even though I do top in some scenes, like I've been like, really? And like really? Like, there's a bunch of tops out there. You chose me. Like, no, I don't belong in that one. I prefer to be a bottom. It's much more fun and less pressure.
Isn't it so weird that I'm in my mid-30s, and when I was like a teenager and in my early 20s, being a bottom was such a thing, whereas like you didn't admit it, you didn't talk about it. And now I feel like, and partly because porn helps normalize a lot of things in sex, uh, it's something that is being celebrated more.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, honestly, even when I was like just coming out into the gay community before I got into porn, before I even moved to Los Angeles, um, that was a thing in the gay community. Like, they would like bottom shame, or they would maybe like, oh, that bottom. They would say little comments and make it seem like it was like wrong or something wrong with somebody being the bottom. And usually you got it from like a lot of bottoms on top of that. Like, they'll be the main ones, but I'm like, I think maybe they were just insecure about, their preferred sexual role. And because you never got it from the tops. The tops were always just like, oh yeah, you a bottom? Oh hell yeah. Like, they was just like, they're like, yeah, I'm ready to get my hands on you. But the other bottoms, they'll just talk shit. Like, oh, she's a bottom. Oh. Like, that was a thing. So no, I'm proud. I'm proud of it. I'm proud that I got recognized for the one thing I actually cared about. The one thing I actually cared about. I got nominated for it.
And we salute your work as well, because you are in there, you are taking dick.
Yeah, yeah. That's the goal, and the bigger, the better. I'm about it.
That's a great pull quote. Taking dick, that's the goal.
Yeah. But
So how long have you been professionally taking dick?
About 3 years now.
Nice. And then so just in time to really get into the industry for the pandemic to hit.
Yeah, basically. Like, I mean, this last GayVNs was the third GayVNs that I attended. The very first one, I was too new to had, been nominated for anybody to know who I was. The second one, I got nominated, and then this one, I was probably nominated the most. There are other categories too, aside from the ones that the fans knew about, in reference to like best duo scene and stuff like that. So there are a lot of scenes that actually got nominated that I was in. So it was like, so this year I was probably recognized more than any other year.
Because there were a lot of people at home watching porn this year.
Yeah. I bet it was easy for, there to be recognition. I was very shocked.
Did you see an immediate uptick in engagement on your social media platform and your Just for Fans?
That's a story. In reference to that, I probably would have been, but I didn't have my social. I actually got rid of all of it because I was actually working. I was actually seeing somebody at the time. And so we were also doing social media videos. And like I was getting paid, I was seeing somebody and then I was getting paid for the videos. So like I shut all of that down because I was like, oh, I'm getting out of porn. I'm going to shut down my accounts. I was like out of it for a little while, for like at least like the first couple months or so. I was completely out of it. So it's like I didn't get to see that big spike that all the other models got because I was doing something completely different. I wasn't doing porn for the first couple months of the pandemic at all.
So what were you doing?
I was legit, like I said, like the guy who I was dating, he literally makes videos on social media on Facebook, and he makes like a killing off of just making social media videos. Like he's just an entertaining guy. And so like we were dating, and so our videos were like really cute, and they were hitting millions of views every single video. And we would put out like a few videos a week, and it was great. I was like, okay, well, I can do this. I can quarantine, be safe, be booed up, and make some money at the same time. Well, okay, it seems like a perfect deal in the beginning of the pandemic because nobody knew what to do. And so, I wasn't about to go out and make content with anybody. So that's just kind of how it worked. Like everybody else got that spike, but I was kind of making money a different way at the beginning of the pandemic.
You were making money keeping your clothes on.
Yeah, exactly. I got to keep my clothes on and make money.
When did you start porn again?
That situation with him, it just was not working out. It was getting to a point where I was just like, felt kind of, the whole situation wasn't working out. It didn't work. And so like I said, like after a couple months in, I started back. Actually, I'm really just now starting back my fans content. I've started back porn already because we've been shooting here and there, whenever we can, whenever it doesn't get canceled due to COVID. But I'm just now starting back my fans content. Like I legit spent all day yesterday downloading and collecting videos from the cloud and trying to watermark videos to put them back on OnlyFans. And it's been so tedious. Like I kind of almost hate that I ever did that in the first place, but oh well, you live and learn.
Just find some porn fan slave who will do all of that for you and let him smell your socks or something.
That's a good idea. I should do that.
One
I
of
can figure
my
that out.
One of my dream companies, business ideas, is to create like a Craigslist for people who just want to serve porn stars. And then porn stars can just go on and say, I'm looking for someone who is really good at like social media to handle all of my social accounts. And then you find a whole list of people and you just find someone who's into the thing that you don't mind doing. And
dude, why haven't you done that? I would get on that quick.
I've just launched this new site and I'm doing this interview series. I'm busy, but you're right. For you, I will get back on this.
I need that. Like anybody who can like manage my social media, like and just handle it all for me. Like I don't want to touch it. It's so time consuming.
See, I mean, think about all the guys who are buying stuff from your Amazon wish list and sending it to you.
I don't even have my Amazon wish list up. Like I just made a link tree. Like I just did like the link tree and put it on my Twitter and my Instagram account. But that's the one thing I didn't have set up is my Amazon wish list. Like I had one, but not anymore.
You've got to get on the Amazon wish list.
I know, but it freaks me out. It kind of freaks me out because I'm like, if I put this wish list on here, can they see my physical address? It's like, I don't want.
No.
Like, can they
They
order
cannot.
it and then it just comes to me? But do they have to see? Can they just pay for it, but they don't see my address? Like, that's what
Yes,
kind of freaked
correct.
me out about it. And I was just kind of like, I don't know how this works exactly. And I was like, I don't want anybody to know my
See,
physical address.
you need some horny guy who knows how all of this works to advise you.
Yeah, I do.
Just like a
I need
media
help.
bistro for porn fans.
Or
Just
maybe if I just had
job
like,
posting site.
or maybe if I could get a boyfriend who's just into, like a boyfriend that doesn't do porn. And then if he's like into it, I'd be like, yeah, just handle that.
No, you know what? You need to keep it profesh. You need to hire someone to do this and then just send them away at the end of the day, and then you don't have to deal with it.
That sounds better.
And then make him do stuff for your boyfriend too.
Yeah, of course. Of course, my boyfriend, of
Yeah.
course, get benefits from it. So when are
Good
you going to
man.
set this Craigslist page up?
You know what?
Because I need
It is a
help.
long
I'm so
weekend.
serious. People don't realize the amount of work that goes into being a content creator, managing social media, the time it takes to make a post, the caption, everything, previews for videos. Like, it's a lot of work. Like, people think that is easy, but it's really not. It's really not easy.
No. I mean, it's like, do you cam at all, or do you just film and post it on
Oh,
your
no.
Just for Fans?
No. I do not like camming.
Camming is brutal.
I cannot do it. Like, there's some people who can be on there for like hours and they just rack up and they make, they can rack up like $1,000, $1,500 in a day. I'm like, first of all, an hour is too much time for me. An hour of being on cam is exhausting. Like, the whole build up
Yes.
and the repetitive nature of, getting people to tip you and, taking clothes off for this. And I don't have the patience for it.
I'm obsessed with the guys who have the that pink anal vibrator. The Lovin's vibrator. They all have it. Everyone has it. I have one from when I was doing cam. We'll get one because it's Bluetooth. It's Bluetooth powered, so you can give control of it to someone else with the app, anywhere in the world.
Oh, okay. That's new. See, I just brought a flesh jack and a dildo on, but that's very creative. That's a good idea.
Get hold of this, and then just anyone who knows the name of your vibrator can find you on the app, and you can give them control of it. But all these guys who are on the campsites have one, and then they're like, if you tip this much, then it buzzes, and the buzzing lasts depending on how much you just tipped. And they're all acting as if they've just had an electric cattle prod shoved up their ass, like a cartoon character being electrocuted, where they're just like, their whole body is shaking.
1 second. I had to decline my friend. I legit told my friend, he's in New York, and I told him, I was like, yeah, I just denied him. I know he's cussing me out right now.
You're doing that work.
I legit just denied him because I told him 4:00 his time, and he's in New York. So I don't know. He's cussing me out. Oh yeah, he's texting. I don't leave voicemails. That's what he said. Hold on. I'm
all right.
A podcast. Oops. Sorry. Okay. All right, he'll be fine. He'll get over it.
So what was your first day like on set?
First day on set since the pandemic, or just period?
No, just period.
First time I went on set, it was for Raw Strokes. I remember Fame was my scene partner. And honestly, I'm so happy that I did my very first scene with Raw Strokes, because they're a smaller company. So it's just one director. It was just one guy, Marco Paris. Uh, and he's just so cool and laid back. And he's just like, he's just like, oh, I just need a few more minutes of this. Or, oh yeah, that you just do whatever you want to do. And, I just let you know like when you can stop or when we can switch position if we got too much. Like he was so laid back and just easy going and easy to work with. And I feel like if I would have started with a bigger studio like Falcon or Hot House or somewhere, like I wouldn't have been ready for it. Like like it's just like the bigger studios. That's like a actual production. It's just like it's like you're actually like making a movie. You have script and like depending on who you're with, they're like, oh, let me put some makeup on you to do this and let me oil you up for this, and like they're with the antics. And I think doing smaller studio porn like is really good when you're just starting out, so that you can kind of get used to being in front of the camera. No matter who you are, no matter how shy you say you're not, you're gonna, when that camera is on and you got lights and shit around you, like you're gonna get nervous. You're gonna get camera shy. Like you're gonna get bashful, or it's gonna happen. So I was really happy that I did it with them, with Raw Strokes, because I don't even know. I wouldn't have been ready. That's all I could say.
At what point in your career did you say to yourself, yes, I'm doing, like, this is my career now, I'm doing this?
It was a party about a year in. After I was about a year into the industry, it got to the point where my full-time job, like the amount of money I was making from porn in a small amount of time, like I exceeded my bi-weekly paycheck from like a couple, like from just doing some scenes and doing some small work on the side. Like it was just so much more worth it. Like I was like, this is a waste of time. Like, why do I have to go to this job for 8 hours a day to make this little bit of money? And then I can just not do that and make more money than that. And then don't have to worry about having to schedule my scenes around my job. Like I can just have an open availability. So after I got about a year in, I was like, this 9 to 5 is for the birds. And then I just started doing it full time.
So here's something that I always like to ask people. What do you like for tops to say during sex? Like, are you a dirty talk fan? Are you not?
No, that's doing the most. That's really extra. Like, I don't like all that extra shit. Like, all I need that top to do is give me instruction. Like if he's about to do something, if he's about to go deep, I need you to just whisper in my ear, breathe. Just like, that's all I need. I need you to just provide instruction. That's it. Like, on your back, on your side. Like, just tell me what you want me to do. I'll get in that position. I'll do that, do this. Like, all the extra shit. I don't need no verbal, like shit talking. Like, if you want to say, oh, that feels so good. Like, if you want to be like, oh yeah, that fucking ass feels so good. Like, that's perfect. That's perfectly fine. Like, I don't mind you telling me that. Like, hype me up. I'm about it. I'll hype you up too. But like, I don't need all the extra dirty talk though. Like, like when people go too far with it and I don't like extra at all. Like I said, you can hype me up a little bit, I'll hype you up too. I don't mind being your hype man. I'll let you know it's good, but I'm a moan, I'm gonna make noise, there's going to be sound coming from me. So that should be enough to be able to signify to you or to whoever my top is that is like, okay, yeah, keep going with that. Keep doing it. Like, if I put some pressure on your leg with my hand, that means, oh, hold the fuck up. Like, chill out for a minute. If If it signals like like everybody on the bottom knows this. Like, and you're not gonna catch me doing that. Like the only time where you're gonna catch me like giving any type of pushback from taking the dick is from the initial insertion. Like I have a snapback hole. So it doesn't matter how big the dicks were that I took the night previously. The next day is just like it just snaps back like clapbacks. I don't know how it does it, but it does. And that initial one, like I have moments. It's like, oh, I have like a pregnant moment. I'm like, and then I get over it. But it's for a brief moment. It's a brief moment. And then
in that brief moment, don't you fucking tell me to breathe, because I am breathing.
I am breathing.
Don't fucking tell me to breathe me in that moment.
Right.
Like, yeah, I've done this before. I know how it goes.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in the way that you?
But sometimes you do have to instruct. Wait. Now, sometimes you do have to instruct bottoms to breathe, because sometimes bottoms, they don't arch their back. Like sometimes it's like, okay, what are you doing? Stop. Arch your back. Lay down. Like you have to like toot it, and you have to give specific instruction, because you be like, okay, what are you doing? Because some bottoms, like they're good bottoms, but at the same time, it's like you're too stiff. So relax. So sometimes instruction is needed depending on who the bottom is. But I know what you're saying. When you're an experienced bottom, you're like, I got this. You don't want nobody being like, nah, bitch, I know to breathe. Like, I know.
Not everyone is as naturally gifted. Some people need that extra instruction.
Yeah. I was in a relationship for 4 years, and of course, I was primarily bottom. Like I may have topped him on a few occasions. And so I got a lot of practice in. I put it that way. A lot of practice.
And I was promiscuous in my early 20s in New York City. So same here.
I wasn't that. I wish I could say that I was I was like super promiscuous. I really wasn't. I spent most of my early 20s. I was in a relationship for like 4 years, like 21 to like 25.
I didn't have good sex. I had a lot of really bad sex.
Yeah. There was a lot of bad sex, but there was a lot of good sex. I'm not going to lie. My first, we had amazing sex. He was like my biggest crush. He was like the first guy like I ever had sex with, and he was so fucking cute. We had amazing sex. He always bottomed. I never topped. I always topped. Like I never bottomed. I bottomed for him one time, and the first time I bottomed, it was so painful. I was just like, "What the fuck?" It's like. I was like, and so that's the reason why I just only topped him. And he was like 10 years older than me. So he was experienced. So he was about it. So I just went with it.
I mean, when you get to be a certain age, you're tired. Just want to, you tell me what to do.
Yeah. You say you get tired of people telling you what to do?
I know, I just get tired, and I just want, like, I don't know. What do you want me to on my hands and knees? Fine.
You know what? Sometimes I don't want that. Sometimes I just want to spoon, and you just kind of slip it in. Like just put it in, and let's just spoon, and we just kind of, and usually it builds up to more, like because if I'm being lazy, that's the perfect way to get me into it. Just cuddle and spoon with me, and just slip it in while we're cuddling, spoon me. And then, eventually I'll be like, oh yeah. Like, And then I'll be like, and then I just kind of snap out of it, and then I'll just hop on top and ride it.
Sorry, what will you be like eventually?
Eventually, like, how you'd be like, you spooning, and so you kind of like, he puts it in, right? Hold on. He puts it in,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah. You just kind of grinding on the dick, and he's like, oh. And then eventually he's like, oh, okay. And then you just like, okay. You're just ready for it. You just get it.
And that is the sound that your snapback hole makes.
Yeah. I mean, he already eased it in the spooning, so it's good to go. I can just sit, go right on it.
You are ready.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in the way that you have sex when you're filming and the way you have sex in a relationship?
Oh, it's not the same at all. It's not the same at all. Like the things we do and the positions we're put in, I would never fuck in play. I would never do the things that I do in the films. Like I'm never, unless it's like in a bathhouse and I got on some boots and some chaps and, you know, I decide to just, you know, go glory holing or whatever case may be. That's the only time where I would do anything similar to what I may do in film, is like in a bathhouse situation. But no, like being like, I legit had to fuck somebody like on the top of the couch, like this part, the back part. Like we legit fucked on this part of the couch. And so that was uncomfortable, but it got the angle. So that's the thing, is like you have to get in these positions and you have to fuck in these ways where it's like you have to get that you got to get a good angle, and it got the best angle. So you just had to deal with it. Like on top of tables and shit. Like no, on top of tables is not fun. Tables are hard. That's not comfortable. You know, no. At home, I just want to be like on the bed, you know, maybe in the in the shower is cool. But you know, do like just normal shit.
I don't even like to jerk off in the living room. Like I need to be propped up in bed with pillows behind me.
No, I can't either. Like I'm the same way. Like I need to be comfortable. I need to be in my little space. And I feel like I shouldn't use the living space for that.
No.
I just don't.
Where are you from? Where are you from originally?
I'm from Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay, I'm from southern Texas, off the Gulf Coast.
Okay, all right, cool.
So I feel like we have very similar sensibilities.
Yeah.
No, living space is for living. Dirty things go in the bedroom.
Yeah, I agree. Like, there's a lot of things like about me, just in general, that other people just aren't with. And I'm just like, no, I don't do things like that. I don't say things like that. Like, I guess naturally we like Southern guys or Southern people just kind of come off, I guess, passive aggressive in a way, like to where we would say something and like we can like underhandedly like insult somebody without meaning to. Like I didn't know that I did it, but everybody called me out on it. They were like, you commented on me. I dyed my hair purple and you commented on it. And you were like, what did I tell him? It was the director. It was Steve Cruz, the director for Falcon. And I was like, wow, your hair, you dyed it. I was like, well, that's very interesting. That's the only thing I can say. But I wasn't trying to insult him. I didn't think it looked bad. I just thought it looked interesting. And he was just like, oh, that's so underhanded. That's just like a Southern guy to underhandedly like insult me with, oh, it looks interesting. I'm like, whatever. But I just don't know. Like, I don't know how to, like, I'm not just going to randomly just walk up and be rude to somebody. Like, no, even if I didn't like their hair.
One of my, I mean, I also do that. Mine is on purpose though,
Oh, really?
because yeah, as a former employee said when I fired him, "You're a real cunt," and I was like, "I sure am."
Sometimes people deserve that. If you're telling it like it is, and they are, and it just is what it is.
Sorry. One of my other ideas is to start a porn series called Mason Jar Boys about two gay men who are in a relationship in the South who run a
And they sell,
cafe.
and they save their sperm and put it in a mason jar, and then they put it in a syringe and then shove it into the bottom's hole and then fuck it.
No, but you can run with that for an episode
Oh.
of it. Like you go and film that, and we'll slap the title on it. They just run the cafe in a small southern town, and then a lot of people have sex in the cafe, or they meet up at the cafe and go have sex at home.
Okay.
And it's just a bunch of preppy southern boys. Everyone stops in after church.
After church. Is there glory holes?
In the bathrooms.
Oh, okay. Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
I like glory holes.
And it's like fried green tomatoes. There's a train station right there, so travelers stop in at the cafe and go to the glory hole. So you have an influx of new people. It's not just the same small town citizens.
Okay. I like glory holes. Because all I really need is a pretty ass dick. I don't really need to see what it's attached to. If the dick is pretty, I'm about it. Let's do it.
Did you have a bunch of glory holes in Birmingham?
No. No, I didn't see my first glory hole until my my ex, he has kids. And so his kids lived in Seattle, Washington. And so we would go visit his kids and we would stay up there for like a week, but we would also have some fun time for us. And so we would go to the bathhouses and oh my God, like I forgot what it was called. It was called liquid plumbing, I believe. It was like liquid plumbing, or I want to say that's what it was called, but it was the nicest bathhouse. I've been in a lot of bathhouses, even the Flex in Ohio, which is huge, and I love their pool and hot tub area. But I still haven't found one that's as cool as the one that I went to in Seattle. Like it legit had a maze that you literally get lost in, like with everything, like glory holes, swings, little side rooms, and like little areas where you could just stick your dick in, and then you could see the bottom from the top. And they had like this theater area where it was legit theater seats, like an actual movie theater, but there was nothing but porn on the thing. Like it was such an amazing experience, and it's like it was so nice. And I've yet to see a bathhouse to stimulate me the way that one did. Like it was so like it was such a huge maze. You literally got lost in it. Like, oh, I think, do I go this way? And it was just fucking and shit going on everywhere. Like it was
See,
so much
that's
fun.
the scene. That's the scene we never saw in The Shining.
The scene in The Shining.
I mean, they're always in that topiary, that hedge maze.
What's The Shining?
Now, the movie with Jack Nicholson. Don't worry about it. Google it later.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
For people who know The Shining, it's a very funny joke. Otherwise, I look like a real asshole. All right, we have to wrap up. Two final questions. One, what celebrities did you jerk off to when you were growing up?
It had to be like, it really had to be like between like Tupac and DMX. It's probably like, yeah, it was Tupac and DMX. They always had their shirts off, and I was like, about it.
I sat with a VHS tape ready to go, waiting for LL Cool J's Phenomenon video to come on so that I could record it. because it's him just like oiled up in like pleather. And at one point he's holding the microphone stand and he's humping the stage, and it holds up. I recently looked it up. It holds up.
Yeah. Yeah. LL Cool J still got that body. I think he's on that. I think he's bisexual. Or I think
Really?
that he's like something just tells me that he's bisexual. Like, and he hosts the lip
Mm-hmm.
singing thing on, and I'm just like, I got a funny feeling that he's part of LGBTQ community. But that's just
You know
my
what?
assumption.
Let's do a road trip movie where we track down LL Cool J and find out for sure.
Well, where does he live? Does he live in LA or is he like in New York?
That'll be part of the adventure.
I think he lives in LA. I want to say most celebrities live in either LA or New York.
Well, I'm
Some in
in New
Chicago.
York and you're in LA.
I don't
So
know.
we have homework. We each have homework. We have got to scout for LL Cool J's house.
So wait a minute. Hollywood TMZ should know. We should be able to. Do they not have that on the TMZ website?
Let's dig into
Should
it.
should I take a tour? Should I take a TMZ tour in Hollywood?
This is why we need your assistant to do shit like this for us.
You know what? I may do it and make a thing out of it, and I'll send you the video and be like, look, this is what we came up with. We went on this TMZ tour. We asked questions. We were trying to figure this out. But like that, I think they lie. I think TMZ, they lie when they go on those tours, because a lot of those houses, they were like, celebrities may have used to live there, or they may have lived there like just temporarily for this amount of time. But I don't think anybody really, like, if I was a celebrity, I wouldn't tell anybody. If I lived in Hollywood, like, you would only know because you saw me. Like, you were literally riding by on my street and you saw me. Like, I wouldn't make it public for people to know where I live. Like,
No.
that's just invasion of privacy. There's a lot of crazy psychos out there.
Yes, there are. Okay, final question. What TV have you been watching during the pandemic?
Recently I've been watching Power, the new Power episodes. Is Ghost. It is actually Ghost. Is like a spinoff of the original Power. Like, the original Power is like 5 seasons, and the 6th season, like, Ghost, who is the main character, he died, and now is a spinoff. And then, like, that kind of sucks, because it's like, that the spinoff, if you start watching the spinoff and you want to go back, it's like, that he dies. So it's like, why would you guys do that? But whatever.
I will never forget watching the first episode of Power when it premiered, and Omari Hardwick's ass when it's revealed in all of its glory.
Did you see 50 Cent's dick? 50 Cent produces it. There was an episode, it was in the first 5 seasons. It may have been like in the 3rd or 4th season, but he's with this lesbian chick, and like, one of them is like really like butch lesbian, and then the other one's like a stripper or something. And the stripper one, he was like, had a little thing for, and he legit just had his pants down at his ankles, and it was just as big and juicy and delicious as I thought it would have been to get a glimpse of 50 Cent's big old fat dick. It was just, I knew it was big. I knew that dick was big. It was just, he was just sitting there stroking it, and I was like, what I give to be that chair.
And then he became the most recent celebrity you jerked off to.
Yeah. Because I always had a thing for 50 Cent, even with that face. That face went all right, but I was like, still, he fine. And then you don't know, like, I was not expecting this to happen. And I paused it. It was on Stars. You stream it on Stars. I paused this shit. I was like, rewind. Can Can we zoom? Zoom. I was like, I saw it. He showed it.
Zario, I love you the way that you love 50 Cent Stick.
Yes.
This was so much fun. I'm so glad that we were able to make this happen. I'm so happy that you got nominated for Best Bottom, the only award you really cared about.
The only one I really cared about. Yeah.
And here's to a year spent bottoming so well that you win that award next year.
You know what? I was disappointed I didn't win. But I don't know, just being nominated and having your name show up and being part of it, like a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people can't say that they were nominated. So just to be nominated, period, even if you lost, I'd rather have the disappointment of losing than to not be recognized at all. So, hey, it's all good. I know I got skills. I don't need no award to tell me that.
And we know that you've got skills. All right. That is all the time that we have. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you guys for watching. Tune in next Monday.
Bye.